Start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kathy, would you have us in prayer?
Certainly. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of this day. We ask that you watch over this county. Help us to make wise decisions that would please you in the running of this government. We ask all of these things in thy heavenly precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And good morning
Good morning, sir.
to our July 14th, not July 4th, July 14th meeting. We have a couple minutes from June 28th still to approve and July 7th to approve. Can we start with the approval of the minutes of June 28th, please? I believe that's not a meeting that you were at.
No, I
Yeah,
can-
Kathy,
you'll need to
approve
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of June 28th.
And I will vacate the chair to second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Abstain.
in the matter of approving the minutes of July 7th, 2022.
July 7th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 7th.
And I will vacate the chair to second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Abstain.
in the matter of request for appropriation transfer of funds.
Any comments or questions on the appropriations? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell,
Aye.
in a matter of communication from Job and Family Services regarding value correction net contract amendment regarding Access Sauter County.
We received some communication from JFS regarding their non-emergent transportation contract with Access Sauter County. There was an incorrect value of $814,000 that was submitted. The amount reflected their operating budget instead of the actual cost of the contract. To correct the value and amend is $308,000 instead of the $814,000. Any comments or questions? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell,
Aye.
in the matter of change order for Sauter County Airport Authority regarding runway pavement rehabilitation.
We've had the runway pavement project going on. We had a change order to go ahead and pave the parking lot there in front of the terminal as well. This was a 180 by 60 foot lot. And Shelley was able to do this while they were out there. A lot in the pavement paint and permanent markings will be added 30 days after the new asphalt. This increased the contract price by $98,290.36, making the total contract $1,811,320.22. Any comments or questions?
I want to mention and give thanks to the Airport Authority, Sauter County Airport Authority. A lot of people don't really realize that there is a Sauter County Airport Authority, a board that is separate, and they are tasked with the governance of the airport. But thank you, especially Troy Huff did a lot of work on this up front to get this coordinated. Phil LaJoy, of course, airport manager, also did that. And if you go out there now, you'll see that what was affectionately known as the donut hole is now paved. And actually we were able to, add a lot of spots this way. We'll better manage our parking. And tomorrow, according to the schedule, tomorrow the remainder of the lot will be sealed. And then a week after that, they will stripe. So it is going to look very nice. Electrical upgrades are ordered as well. Poles will be put in, lighting is going in, LED lighting will be installed to light up the entire parking lot. I would say like a Christmas tree basically. And it'll be a lot safer out there as far as access, and individuals who may not like to go out at night where it's dark. It is very dark right now in that parking lot, and the restaurant stays open until 8 or 9. So Later in the year, that'll be important where it gets darker earlier. People will be able to go out and have better lighting, just better overall. And it's a very nice addition to the airport. A lot of good things are happening out there. And of course, with the runway now being open, totally redone, everything's looking good.
Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
I would like to add, we also saved about $5,000 in mobilization fees by
By doing
using
it now.
Shelley. Yeah,
Because this was a project that was going to happen,
yes,
and since they're already out there, correct?
yes, yes.
Item 5.
In the matter request to attend meetings,
Any comments or questions on our request to attend meetings? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter request for appropriation of funds,
Any comments or questions on our appropriations? Hearing none.
Motion to approve the request.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting miscellaneous reports,
Any comments or questions on our miscellaneous reports? Hearing none.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of Access Iota County Capital Replacement Monthly Invoice, Charter Service, and Incidental Use Certification for June of 2022.
This is our quarterly invoice certification from ASC. Capital replacement was $342,157.17. Quarterly invoice was $61,414. No charter service and no incidental use certification. Any comments or questions? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of lease agreement between the United States Secretary of the Army and the Scioto County Board of Commissioners regarding abutment site recreation area, Greenup Locks and Dam, Ohio River.
This is a lease authorizing the use, operation, and maintenance for the park next to the Greenup Dam on the Ohio side, so not Kentucky. I know a lot of people keep thinking for some reason it's the Kentucky side. It is not. It's the Ohio side, the recreation site for public park and recreation purposes. This is a 25-year lease, beginning July 1, 22, and ending June 30th of 2047. This is a project that we've been talking about. It's been ongoing. To this point, we've had a letter of understanding with the Army Corps to go there and start planting, cut grass, kind of maintain. We were able to get $200,000 towards this park through the capital budget. So we appreciate our representatives and senators for that. And now we will finally have the lease in hand to be able to move forward with that park. I have quotes that I've been reviewing and have sent to Matt Purcell with DD to get their insight, because the goal is to have an all-inclusive park at that location. And I just saw that he sent me some correspondence back, so once I have something more to share and discuss, we can look at that. Right now, there's 3 different quote options. The lowest being about $198,000, the highest being $350,000. The middle of the road's $295,000 if I'm going by memory. That's the poured-in rubber. That's the wheelchair-accessible playground equipment. Very nice, but we'll be able to share that and kind of dig more into details, colors, features, anything we'll go through. But that's where we're at with this current project. Any comments or additional comments or questions regarding the lease for the recreation side? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of resolution to trade unneeded, obsolete, or unfit personal property regarding the Scioto County engineer.
The engineer has a John Deere 6310 open station, no cab that is not needed or is unfit for public use. And they've located another one with a cab to replace the no cab. The purchase price for it is $25,000. The vendor is out of Shelby, Ohio, and they are already a vendor of ours. This will give them an allowance of $12,500 trade-in on the cab model. Any comments or questions? Hearing none?
Motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of resolution establishing a fund for ODNR paddling enhancement grant for the Sauter County Commissioner's Office.
This is to set aside a fund specific to the $75,000 we're receiving from ODNR for the Lucasville kayak access, paddle access. This is just having a place to put that money and be able to track that money for the purposes of the grant. Update on the project, we do have some engineering from Howerton. It is looking good. The goal is still to have people in the water this year. That's what I'm pushing for, and hopefully we can achieve that. This specific action is to set aside the fund, and we can't start work on the project until we have the money in hand in accordance to the grant. So as soon as we have that blessing, then we can start moving dirt. So, any additional comments or questions? Hearing none?
I would make a motion that we adopt.
And I'll second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of letter of exclusivity for CCAO, Palmer Energy, and electric pricing information for Sauter County.
Commissioner Davis, I know you've been working on this, if you'd like to share.
Sure. Of course, last year, you have to go back last year to where there was an effort to do electric and gas aggregation in the non-incorporated areas of Sauter County. And that effort did not pass the voters. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of questions about that. It should be interesting to note that the city's aggregation program also failed, but not nearly as much as far as a wide of a margin. The city actually came very close to passing their electric aggregation program. But we made a comment then that seeing how we were able to negotiate for pricing for electric and gas for our facilities, county facilities, that we would be interested in using Palmer Energy to do that for Sauter County. So the time has now come. We had several contracts with existing utility providers, and those needed to come to maturity. And now what this letter does is this signs an agreement with Palmer Energy to go out and shop for pricing, to shop for better pricing. You know, I look at it now and I think about what we could have locked in at last year if we had passed this as a county. Now, it wouldn't have affected us because we still had some contracts that had to run out. But I look at what energy costs are doing now, and I'm just very, disappointed in that we didn't do it. But and we really have not discussed in any at any length at all whether or not we want to retry it, because it failed in such a large number. The voters of Sauter County, did speak, and I don't know. I mean, that's something we can discuss if that's something we want to do. But maybe the way to do it is to move forward as a county as far as the facilities that Sauter County runs and operates, and see how it goes. And but they will go out, they will shop. It doesn't bind us into an agreement of any kind. They will go and see what they can find on our behalf, and we may or may not enter into an agreement with them. We'll just see what happens. Energy prices are very volatile right now. Everything's volatile, of course, because of inflation and everything that's going on in the markets. So we'll see. But this is the beginning of that process. This is basically, in a nutshell, the Sauter County Commissioners giving Palmer Energy exclusivity, an agreement to go out and shop for our energy. And we'll see what happens. So we're excited to see, and hopefully we can save the taxpayers some money.
I'd like to add thank you, Commissioner Davis, for working on this. Anytime we can lock in a price and
Yeah.
Save the taxpayer money. So I'm excited to see what Palmer comes back with, because ultimately it's going to be up to them to find the best price, and then that still has to pass through this board. So thank you for your work on this effort. With that, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
Hey, Can I add one more thing to that? I think it's important to know, Palmer Energy is the company that works with the County Commissioners Association of Ohio. We are not alone in this endeavor. There are multiple counties that have signed on to do this. And the idea is there's strength in numbers. And instead of, just Sauter County negotiating, we're talking about multiple counties that are part of this aggregation process. So hopefully we'll be able to use that buying power to get those rates down. So we'll see. We'll see.
Item 13.
That's all right.
You're fine. Appreciate the added comments.
Okay, in the matter of approving payment of the regular schedule of accounts for the various funds, moral obligations, and the then and now certificates in the total amount of $668,790.82.
Any comments or questions on 13? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of agreement between the Board of Commissioners of Scioto County, Ohio, and Advanced Building Restoration regarding courthouse roof masonry repair.
This is a contract with masonry repair for the courthouse roof. This is on the outside around the top perimeter of the courthouse. It's in the amount of $291,212. Essentially what they'll be doing is removing parts of that roof, securing the different stone. If you look up right now, you can see where there's actually pieces that have fallen off the building, which is a safety hazard, safety risk that needs to be addressed and addressed soon. So they'll be taking care of that. And then also the power washing of that space and the rest of the courthouse. Appreciate Phil LaJoy's work on this. We had bidding on this project. This company is out of South Point, Ohio. They travel the country restoring these older historic buildings. They clearly know what they're doing. They've helped write a lot of the different standards associated with this type of work. So it's pretty impressive to have a contractor like that so close to the area. And I'm excited to see them to get started on the project. Any additional comments or questions?
This is 291 include power washing.
291, 212 includes the power washing. Yes, that's my understanding.
Thank you.
Is, do we have a date yet when they may be able to start?
In speaking with Phil, they had a project they were working on that could be wrapped up within the next week or two, and then it'll be us. So it'll be pretty soon.
Okay. I would just mention, and Ryan, you're in the room, as far as safety, we need to make sure that we have a safe access to the building. And the one thing that I'm concerned about and may not pose a problem is early voting access. We do have to have access to the building, so depending on where they start, if they start on the backside, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I don't know where all they're working.
Do the front side on the weekend.
Yeah, we need to take all of that into consideration for safe and access is important to the building. So,
That's a good point.
if you could work with Mr. LaJoy and make sure.
I will say that I've been working with Bill. The intention is for any walkway spaces that should be done outside of regular hours, just for obvious safety reasons. And anything else around the building is free game,
Okay.
as long as you guys are good with that.
Okay. Yeah, we just need to make sure we don't have any access issues. It's just timing. We have a weird August 2nd primary going on right now. By the way, vote. A lot of people don't even realize it's happening right now, but early voting is going on right now in the courthouse. So, separate issue, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's good. It's a good thought. Any additional comments or questions?
No, sir.
With that, can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
And the matter of resolution authorizing the chairman of the Board of Scioto County Commissioners to negotiate and effectuate the terms of the fleet management agreement on behalf of the board.
So we've been having conversations with Enterprise regarding fleet management agreement. They are a Sourcewell company, meaning they've already been pre-bid through the federal system. The thought process here, and this is something Sheriff Thurman is very interested in, is a better fleet management system. So we're not essentially doing the big bang approach where we have cars, they get old, and all of a sudden we're buying 20 cars. In this system, it's more of a lease, not like your typical lease where there's mileage or anything tied to it, but Enterprise has a system where we can get our vehicles through them. They monitor the value of those vehicles and the sellback value of those vehicles, and then turn those vehicles out in a more timely manner, and ultimately capitalizing also on the selling price of the vehicles. Total savings over the next 10 years, I believe, on this project's estimated $1.5 million. So not only is it a savings to the taxpayers, but it also keeps our fleet more functional, more in line. It keeps our men and women on the front line in newer, more reliable vehicles. So this resolution is to authorize me to sign and negotiate the terms. I know the prosecutor's office and Enterprise has been going back and forth on the master agreement and what that looks like. By signing the master agreement still doesn't lock us into getting a certain amount of cars through them or anything. It continues the engagement with Enterprise. They've been phenomenal to talk to, very knowledgeable in what they're doing. A lot of political subdivisions do this. It is a more cost-effective way to monitor and, quite honestly, maintain a functioning fleet versus what we've done since I've been here. All of a sudden, you're buying 15 cars. Because all the cars got bought at the same time. So guess what? You buy new ones all at the same time. So it's a better system. It's a better mousetrap, and ultimately saves the taxpayers money in the long run. So, any additional comments or questions?
And also, when we buy the new cars through this enterprise, or lease them, or however, one of the things that I appreciated was that, like you said, since I've been here, we've done it several times where the previous sheriff would need cars and make a request, and then nothing was done with the other cars, and sit in a field somewhere. So this keeps the rotation moving.
Yeah, it's a better management system. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Yeah, I will also say that I remember that this was a wish of the late Mike Crabtree, that he was very adamant about trying to get a fleet system put together, a rotational system put together, because he saw the money that was being wasted in maintenance on old vehicles, basically putting good money after bad and just wasting money. And of course, we started down that path trying, as what was mentioned with the prior sheriff, and for some reason we just could not get that done. But Sheriff Thurman has been very, very helpful in trying to figure out a system, find a way to do it and not break the bank, and I really like the fact that our maintenance costs should go down quite a bit on these vehicles, where you're not maintaining old vehicles, and we should have a much healthier and newer fleet overall. And we don't know exactly how far that'll reach. I think that's important. We've looked at every department pretty much in our community, in our county system, and we'll see where it goes. I'm very happy that we've gotten this far with this, and I see it as anytime you can save $1.5 million, $150,000 a year, that's real money, and that's something that we as a county are going to need moving forward, and to try to keep our costs as low as possible to our citizens.
So, with that, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Now, second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
And it is nearly 10 o'clock, so we're at 9:59, so we need to kind of move right on into the public hearing rather than taking questions.
Okay, and you just want me to read this then?
Yep.
So this is the public hearing notice. Essentially, we do this every year. 2 copies of the tax budget as tentatively adopted by Sauter County, Ohio for year 2023 are on file for public inspection in the office of the Sauter County Auditor. That's in room 103 here at the courthouse. Essentially, there's an annual budget. It is not the finalized budget. It is an estimated budget. It's a tentative budget. I'm sure a lot more will happen with it. So if the public is interested in inspecting that and reviewing that, that is down in the auditor's office. With that, let's continue on to questions.
Well, not yet.
Not yet,
Not
sorry.
yet. Not- With this.
I'm jumping the gun,
you're
sorry.
Just a hair. We have to adopt that budget, so that's what this hearing is about, to adopt that, we do the public hearing, and there's nobody here, but, so, first of all, just go ahead and make the
So
motion.
can I get a motion to adopt the budget as currently presented?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
Okay, with that, then we can, if there's no questions on this public hearing, no
Okay.
questions on the hearing, then we can officially close the public hearing, so I need a motion on that.
Can I get a motion to close this section of the hearing?
Make a motion to close the tax, Sauter County tax budget section of our meeting.
I'll second.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Coleman?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
Now we can do questions.
Awesome. Question for items on the agenda? Nothing. Questions, items off agenda?
Frank Thompson, any news on rescinding the Second Amendment sanctuary? Do you still feel the red flags are worthless?
Frank, I think we covered this during our last meeting. Nothing's changed since then. I know you're passionate about this topic. I would encourage you to reach out to your state legislator, where they have the ability to change the laws the way that you would hope to see them move. We don't create the laws here in this room. So I would encourage you to reach out to, whether it be Representative Baldridge or Senator Johnson, Governor's office, if you would like to see something change in terms of how the gun laws are handled in the state of Ohio. Any additional comments or questions? Nothing?
I'll add to that, if we were to vote to rescind our Second Amendment sanctuary county, I would vote no to rescind.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something that we would want to revisit at a later meeting, but I think that's what he's asking, is he wants to know. My opinion on red flag laws has not changed. Personally, I'll speak for myself. Again, it's a matter of the heart. It's a matter of mental health. And what we're seeing with the majority of these individuals, lone wolf or otherwise, is that there are deep-seated issues in their lives, and that they need help. Individuals need help, and a lot of this is the carnage that's being caused is by individuals that are mentally ill, do need mental health services, or are just evil people. We do have evil in our society. That is well known by everybody. I mentioned last week, it is a matter of the heart, and at the core of it all is sin, period. I've had a lot of people contact me in regards to those comments last week, thanking me for that, and for realizing what it is. But we have a moral fabric tear right now in our society, and when there are politicians making comments on national news to get in people's faces and to stand and fight and to do things like that, causing hysteria, causing people that are just waiting for marching orders to do some of the things that they're doing, that's part of the problem. Everybody needs to see it for what it really truly is, Quit blaming an inanimate object for what a animate object, being a person with ill intent, is causing. I'll leave it at that.
To ensure there's no question on where this board stands, would you like to make a motion to vote on not rescinding it?
Yeah, sure. I'll make that motion. I would rather to vote to reaffirm,
Okay.
if that would be all right. I would make a motion to reaffirm
That's
our
your
stance
pleasure.
as the Second Amendment Sanctuary County.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to reaffirm the stance of the county commissioners that Sauter County is a sanctuary county.
Okay, Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye. So now there's no questions. We know where we currently stand, Frank. By all means, contact some other representatives regarding your concerns. Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none. Commissioner Coleman, welcome back.
Thank you.
Any additional items you'd like to cover?
No, I thank you for doing these reaffirmation on the Second Amendment Sanctuary County. I don't think anything that has been said or done has changed mine, and as we've all voted, we're all in agreement with that. I want to thank you for taking care of the county's business while I was gone on vacation. I appreciate that. And I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back here amongst these fine gentlemen.
We're glad to have you back.
Yes.
You bring a little civility to the table, so we appreciate that.
Well, I am the oldest one in this room, so.
Sunshine.
You brought the sunshine back
Brought the
with you. We
sunshine with
appreciate
it.
that, yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
I want to mention something that's really, I think, is very positive. There is a lot of positive things going on in our community right now. And I know it doesn't always necessarily covered by the press in great depth. You know, ink costs money, and I understand that there's probably some, considerations when it comes to, those kind of things. But anyways, there's a lot of positive energy going on. I was sitting in a chamber meeting yesterday and just listening around the table to all the different things going on. Ribbon cuttings, I love the words ribbon cuttings going on in our community. That means there's life, there's energy, there's new businesses opening. So, I heard one just yesterday, or actually it was the day before yesterday when I heard about that, we have a new business opening up, a new realtor opening up on the Esplanade. Of course, there's a lot of things happening with the Esplanade, with, of course, the city taking over the Fifth Third building as far as leasing from the county. Great cooperation going on between the city and the county right now. And then the development, a developer taking over Martin's building eventually. They're working with the Port Authority on that. And they'll take care of that business in due order, or short order. But the other development going on down Chillicothe Street, of course, they're going to be paving. I know it's a lot of headaches right now. Progress, sometimes you got to tear up, clean up, and that's what's happening. They're finally getting the gravel filled in with some pavement to give everybody a little bit smoother surface down Chile. But they're getting it done, and they're going to be paving that according to the city manager in September. Shelley will be back downtown. And then, of course, Shelley's got a ton of township work that's going on. They're covered up. In talking to the guys out at the airport, they're just amazed how much work there is right now for those guys. So they're going to be paving, doing a lot of the township work. But of course, the Chillicothe Street paving project was very much part of Engineer LeBrun and Engineer Prosh working together and getting the city in on the hot mix asphalt purchasing program through the county engineer. So, it's saving money. There's going to be a lot of things going on. So there's a lot of positive energy, good stuff happening, a lot of planning going on. We've got River Days coming up, and that's always a big deal for our community. And there's a lot of things happening and planning going on there. But before that happens, we've got the Sauter County Fair coming up, August 8th through the 13th. I hope everybody makes your plans to come out, support the fair, support 4-H, support Extension, support everything that happens out there. Our young people work so hard to prepare for the fair, and let's go out and support them. I know some people complain about that. I think it's $10, I think, to get in. But
one of the
if you
cheapest
look
fares
at it,
around,
it's one of the, it actually is, it's one of the cheapest things you're gonna pay for entertainment. They got a great lineup for entertainment this year. But let's go out and support those kids. Let's go out and support, if you're gonna spend that money and you're trying to figure out why do I wanna go out there, do it for the young people, because they have worked super hard to bring their projects to the fair. We always have a wonderful time out there. It's so good. It's like a county-wide homecoming, because you get to see people you don't always get to see throughout the year. And it's really great to do that. So good positive things happening. We did get acknowledgement of the $500,000 for tear down. We're gonna be working with Shawnee State University, of course, on, I think it's 308, 310, and 314 Chillicothe Street. And we're gonna be helping take those down as part of the Gateway Project. That'll extend their green space on Chillicothe Street. Those buildings have been deemed unsafe, unfit, not able to be restored. So we're gonna do that, and then that all plays into their master plan and what they're doing to tie the downtown into our university. Very important work being done there. So let's really get behind the efforts of what's going on in our community. Things are looking better. Things are definitely improving. We still got a long way to go, a lot of work. The other thing I would bring up, and just mentioning in passing, is we need to, as a Board of County Commissioners, and this is us speaking here with each other, I feel strongly that we need to be watching the budget at this point, at this time. We do anyways, we do that all the time, but we really need to be crossing our T's and dotting our I's. We are seeing the economy showing signs of stress, and we have had 2 months straight of sales tax, a dip in our sales tax revenue. We are healthy, very healthy. I want us to stay healthy, but we need to watch our carryover. We need to watch our revenue sources. We need to watch all of that as well. You all well know this, but I want the public to know that we're doing this and that we're watching it very closely. There's a lot of economists out there that have a lot of concern about what the next year holds for the economy. And the last thing we want, we have a full head of steam going right now. We do. We're moving straight forward. Our unemployment is at a record low in Sauter County at 4.0%. And our number of employed is very high, and that's very important. That employment number is very important. So, but we need to be watching what we're doing, and to make sure that if we go into a recession, and that's an if, because you never know. There's some say that we already are in one. That if we go into recession, that we hold our own during that time, and that we don't have a repeat of 2008, 2009, and what happened with the county. Of course, it was a perfect storm. We had a perfect storm that hit in those years, but we are very well prepared, much better prepared than we were in 2008, 2009, and want the voters out there to know, citizens to know, that we have our finger on the pulse of our financial obligations and what we're doing, and that the services will continue, and that we're doing a good job of making sure that happens. And I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Appreciate those comments. I have nothing to add. It's first. We
Catch
do,
up next week.
yeah. I'll mix it up. We do have executive session. It is essentially that time. So with that,
Okay.
can we get a motion to enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation, including according to ORC 121.22G?
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi.
It's 10:13.
Can I get a motion to return to our regular session?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi. There will be no actions taken as a result from our executive session. With that said, can we get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Mr. Davis,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.